It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely.
Who is the actor from Bring It On and Days of Our Lives that was arrested in Clarksville on domestic assault charges? Stephanie with an F, locally, what do you got?
Who's familiar with Cody Longo?
I've never
Nobody.
watched the show Days of Our Lives.
What about Bring It On? Fight to the finish.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that because when I saw this story,
Yeah.
I got a little upset.
Why?
And
Why?
I had to go on the internet and express my displeasure with a misleading statement such as he's from the movie Bring It On.
Okay.
No, he's from the sequel Bring It On, Fight to the Finish.
Yeah.
which I
Not
don't-
the original.
Not the original.
No.
Because I'm like, I love Bring It On, the original. I'd never heard of this guy. And so I just want to clarify.
All right.
Glad you did.
So,
So he.
have you ever seen the second one?
I have not.
I've
I
never,
don't even
I've
know
never
if
seen
that's the
guy.
second one.
I would love to interview.
I think there's multiple Bring It On
Yeah,
sequels.
they are.
And I don't think that's
four?
even number 2.
I want to hear his side of the story
Sure.
because I always side with the men.
Right.
Right. I mean, the women always side with the women.
Oh my God.
Well, I got to side with the men then.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, not necessarily. Like, I don't know if there was video footage, and I mean, if she,
Well, Stephanie with an F, please continue.
Okay, so here we go. He posted bond on Tuesday, yesterday, after a charge of domestic assault. Police records say that Longo arrived at his home in South Clarksville. I didn't realize he lived here. Intoxicated, accused his wife of being
Allegedly.
unfaithful.
Well, he
Yes.
accused his
Allegedly.
wife. He accused.
Allegedly
The
accused.
report states that he accused his
So
wife.
maybe he admitted to that. The couple got into an argument that turned physical. His wife told the police officers that her husband,
Hearsay. Objection.
Longo,
Lawyer Wayne.
Allegedly.
darn,
Sorry.
shoved her in the face with his forearm.
I'll save it for court.
Noted.
Is this one of your clients?
If it was, I wouldn't tell you.
All right. All right. I'm just asking.
I'm curious. The police report
LawyerWayne.com. Know your rights, know your options.
says that the reports say that no visible bruises were on Miss Longo, Mrs.
Aha.
Longo. However, she told officers her neck and jaw were both sore.
Has she seen a doctor?
It doesn't state that, no. But there is no history of violence between the couple.
Aha.
You should look up his wife. She is small. I'm just saying.
Why are
she's
you
small.
stalking her?
How
I was just
tall is he?
curious.
You looked up his wife?
I did. She's
How tall is
hot.
he?
She's hot?
She is hot.
Did you just say she's hot?
She is hot.
Now I got to look her up.
Well, look her up.
No, because I want him on the show.
He'll formally be arraigned next week. He has been arrested for DUI in LA in 2013.
Why we gotta throw that
has
in?
nothing
I'm just
in-
saying it was
yeah,
very-
yeah.
That doesn't even, you haven't even
that
said whether
has
he was
nothing
convicted
to
or
do
not. You
with
can
it,
get
right.
arrested for all kinds of stuff and not
Yeah,
get
Also
convicted.
that's
true.
right. That's right.
I mean-
Listen,
But I'm just saying that's the only thing against him in his past that he has on his record.
Lawyer Wayne, how many times do you see domestic stuff get dropped? and
Domestic
everything?
violence is serious. Domestic
agreed.
violence
Oh, yes,
laws
100%.
are a joke.
Yeah.
Right. Domestic violence laws in Tennessee are absolutely stupid.
How so?
So here's the deal. Most misdemeanors, the police have to see you actually commit the crime, or they have to go get a warrant. Right. There are only a few exceptions to that. And one of those exceptions is domestic assault. So, for example, I had a domestic assault where someone says, about a month ago, he pushed me.
Yeah. What is that about?
So when you get arrested for a domestic assault, unlike most other crimes, they don't let you bond out right away. You got an automatic 12-hour hold unless you can get into court really quick and get a judge to change that. And similarly, there is what has effectively become an automatic restraining order. So when you get out, you can't go back to your house. You can't talk to whoever the alleged victim is. And
All based on hearsay.
and the only way to get that changed is also to get a judge, which can take several days to get into court and change that. And here's the most frustrating part. Domestic violence laws basically say, all right, police, if you go out on a domestic violence call, the preferred response is to make an arrest. And if you don't arrest somebody, right, you have to fill out all this extra paperwork. So guess what I've never seen? I've never seen all that extra paperwork. I'm
No,
sure it's happened.
They just get arrested.
I've never seen it. But the
they gotta arrest
the
somebody.
default positions, they have to determine what they think is the primary aggressor, and they have to arrest him. And if they can't figure out who's the aggressor, they arrest both. They both get restraining orders. They both get 12-hour holds.
Then who goes home?
Who goes home?
Yeah.
Sometimes the answer is nobody.
What does that mean? What about the cats? They're
what
not
about the
screaming.
What happened
"Feed
to the
me."
children?
And the kids go into foster care.
Oh God.
I didn't say
And
it.
they'll go to friends or relatives will step up
Yeah.
and take. But it's an
happened.
absolute miss.
I seen
Well,
it.
it is such a serious. I mean, domestic assault is so incredibly serious, and I'm sure again, as you've
But it is absolutely domestic assault. Like I said, is serious. Domestic assault laws have become a joke because they are so ridiculously over enforced that way. No one takes domestic assault charges seriously, so the real problems don't get addressed.
so
Domestic assault charges get dismissed all the time because they are probably the thing that gets dismissed the most because they are one of the few crimes where you can, as I said, literally a month ago he pushed me,
Right.
and you can get arrested for that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Hey,
Little rant there. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just curious if people realize the fine line because again,
don't
I
hit
know-
each other.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just don't
I know
hit each
you've
other.
again been a part of those cases. I've interviewed those who have been victim of domestic
I-
assault, and
I
it is
represent-
heartbreaking. It is
I represent
gut-wrenching
victims
what
too.
some of these people
Yeah.
go through.
I'm the lawyer for victims
Right.
as well as defendants.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, you've been there, you've heard both sides, but I think,
Yeah.
do you think some people see the seriousness of saying domestic assault when nothing has actually happened?
The problem is that people call the cops thinking that the cops are going to help, say, in an argument or something like that. And they do not realize if you call the cops out and say somebody shoved me, you're going to jail or they are going to jail or both.
Somebody's going to jail.
Somebody's going to jail.
Right. And I hope
I
you
wish
have
they'd
your,
fix that those
your prison
policies.
wallet. You'll be boofing. You'll be boofing something.
I think what makes me sad, though, is so many times those who are actually in a domestic assault situation, they do not tend to speak up. They do not tend to report it until it's almost
Right, until
So
it's too
here's
late.
the other problem. A lot of
Right.
times the person who calls the cops ends up being the one being arrested. You call the cops and say, I need y'all's help out there. The other person tells a better story to the cops than you.
That's who they do.
So they say
Yeah.
you're the one that started it. You're going to jail. Happens all the time.
Don't hit, don't shove,
Nope.
don't throw things, okay? Just because there's no actual contact, but if you project something, that counts too. Just talk about it, huh? Take it easy, all right? Take a walk if you got it.
Right.
Go to the nudie bar. Go.
That probably how it all started.
Yeah, don't go to the nudie bar.
Keep your hands to yourself, folks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Georgia satellites.
Yeah.
Don't feed me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Sorry.
I don't think that song's about domestic violence, but
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. A little honky donkey door. Right, whatever.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.